Hey everyone, we're doing a fun test today. It's December 21st. I actually completed a series of tests on these solar panels here. These are 4 100-watt solar panels. These are the Calpha Solar brand. And Calpha did send these out to me free of charge for review and testing. But I get to do and say whatever I want, like normal here. So this will be genuine and honest. Generally speaking, rigid solar panels are the way to go. I've been transitioning all my setup over to rigid panels. Let me show you why. Here's one of these flexible portable panels, and while they're nice from the standpoint that they fold up, this panel is only about 3 years old, been used very lightly, occasional camping trips, maybe been used 5 times camping. And anyway, it's toast now. If you look at this right here, that is melted right there. And if I flip it over here, you can see the melt mark on this side as well. This panel does not generate any electricity anymore, and it is out of warranty, and it's incredibly expensive to buy this. And so you can literally buy almost 400 watts worth of rigid panels here for the same price as the single 160 watt folding portable solar panel. This is not a throw mud on EcoFlow or anything video. I have a bunch of their products. I love their products, but I'm not the hugest fan of folding portable solar panels. Contrast that with these here. We have a much longer warranty on rigid solar panels. Again, the cost is significantly lower. These can be out in the elements, rain, snow, sun. Better be sun, right? Hot, cold, you name it, they're designed to take it. They are semi-portable still. Now they don't fold up, but they're not crazy heavy, and can certainly be tossed in the back of the car or what have you. For me personally, rigid panels are the way to go. They just are working so much better for me. Let's get into some further information on this particular brand and company, because I'm pretty excited about them. So we'll just kind of go through some initial impressions on these panels, and then we'll get into some real-world testing on the shortest day of the year. I think you'll be surprised at the results. At least I was, and how good they were. So stay tuned. Here we go. This is how the solar panels arrived to me. They were packaged. They're packaged individually and then bundled together in packs of 2. So that's a nice touch. That way the panels don't damage each other. As you can see here, it's the SPR 100s that we've got from Calpha Industries. And everything turned out pretty good. Minor damage to the boxes, which is normal for shipping. We'll see when we get it open, see what kind of packaging and any kind of damage or whatever to the panels themselves. In terms of shipping though, this was extremely fast. Now I live in Utah, and these shipped out of California, so granted I live closer to California than some, but I received these about 2-3 days after they were shipped. So extremely fast and prompt shipping, which I certainly appreciate. Here, I'm going to need 2 hands, I think, to pull this out. This is how it came out of the box. Got some nice foam right here in the front, protecting the glass, and then surrounded by some nice thick cardboard on the edges. And this should just, pull off. This foam was in the back here, I think just to kind of help space it out on the back side. And then it did come with some documentation right here. Good to see some of these specs. About 23% efficient, the rated power is 100 watts, 17.1 operating voltage, operating current 5.85 amps. Our open circuit voltage is 20.1 volts, and our short circuit current is 6.15 have MC4 adapters with IP68 waterproof rating. They are saying it's 39 inches by 23 by 1.2. We'll check that, as well as the weight, 13.4. In terms of width, I'm measuring 23 and a 16th. In terms of length, I'm measuring 39 inches on the dot. Thickness, I'm measuring 1 inch and 1/8. And then in terms of weight, 13 pounds, 9.5 ounces on my scale. Flipping it over to the other side, we have cleaning instructions, and then just some FAQ. We do get a 60-month warranty. Here's the first panel all unboxed, and we've got a nice insignia there for the brand, Calpha. Looks quite nice. We've got further protection here on the corners with these little plastic pieces. The metal is protected with a plastic wrap, which is nice. Let's just count the bus bars here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have a nice 10 bus bar configuration, making this extra efficient. And we've got the half-cut cells. I don't know if you can see, but we do have half-cut solar cells. So that's great. Very sturdy, very robust. On the back side here, we've got our MC4 connectors. All of them have these nice connectors that are easy to squeeze and disconnect. I love that. That's a simple thing, but makes a world of difference when you're out and about and connecting and disconnecting solar panels. Junction box here. We've got our specs, once again, that are also in the manual. And then we do have some pre-drilled holes. We've got a place for a grounding connector. So pretty standard, really nice feel to it. Here's all 4 panels. As you can see, all 4 of them arrived in beautiful condition, no damage whatsoever. So the packing they used and shipping worked out great. Just by way of comparison, this is the Calpha 100 watt solar panel, rigid solar panel, and this is EcoFlow 100 watt rigid solar panel. So they are pretty much identical in every way. In fact, let's put this one on top of this. So they're the same width, basically the same thickness. The only subtle difference is here at the top. The Calpha panel is like 1/4 of an inch longer than the EcoFlow. The backs of both panels are very similar. They obviously bundled the cables differently when they're new, and this just has generic marking on it. It says PVSY012, whereas this one actually has the EcoFlow branding on it. Let's compare the specs. For the EcoFlow panel here, our rated power is 100 watts, which is the same. Open circuit voltage, 20.3. Don't know if this camera will focus or not, but 20.3 volts right there. Let's come back over here. Open circuit voltage, 20.1 volts. So this is a little bit lower, which actually can be good. Let's see what else we've got here. Maximum operating voltage, the VMP, 17.1. The max operating voltage on the Calpha Solar panel is 17.1 as well. So that matches. Maximum operating current, 5.9 amps. Max operating current on the Calpha Solar, 5.85. So very similar. The max system voltage on the EcoFlow panel here is 600 volts DC. And this one here, maximum system voltage 600 volts DC. So that's the same. Maximum series fuse on the EcoFlow panel is 15 amps. On the Calpha Solar panel, we have 10 amps, so that is a little lower. So as you can see, the EcoFlow rigid panel and the Calpha 100 watt rigid panel are very similar to each other in terms of what they bring to the table and their performance. Let's do a quick test here. These 4 panels again are the Calpha Solar. I've isolated this one. Right over here is the EcoFlow panel. So let's just test this one versus this one and just see if there's any sort of difference. So right now I've got the EcoFlow panel plugged in. It's putting in 50 watts. Let's just call it 50 watts at the moment. Let's switch and plug this panel in. I've plugged in the Calpha solar panel here. And if we look here, we're getting 47. We were 49 just a second ago. Now, it is true that the sun is going behind clouds and stuff. Certainly within the margin of error for real-world testing. You basically get the same performance with this panel as you would with the EcoFlow panel. And from what I've seen, these panels are typically a little less expensive than the EcoFlow panels. So certainly worth checking out. A couple tests here. First, just wanted to show you December 18th currently. So we're just a few days away from the 21st, which is winter solstice for us here, which is the shortest day of the year. So this is less than ideal conditions. It's always hazy and cloudy this time of year, plus low sunlight hours. But I thought it'd be an interesting test to hook these panels up and see just how much power we could get in a worst case scenario, pretty much like this. We're not supposed to get any snow, so obviously if your panels were covered in snow, you'd get 0. But let's see if your panels are clear on a cloudy and hazy days. What kind of performance do we get out of these? Okay. Now these are upside down just to make it easy for wiring, but you can see the writing right there. These are the Calpha Solar 100 watt rigid panels that we're going to be using. We're going to use all 4 of them. So these 2 panels are wired in series. These 2 panels are wired in series. And then I've got the 4 panels wired in parallel after that. So just on a cloudy day today, let's just see what our VOC is. It's nice and chilly. I don't know if you can see right over there along the wall, we've got some snow. So we should have plenty of voltage. Stick our leads in here. $38.4. We got some voltage, so that's good. Obviously low amp, so with how little of sunlight, let's just see what the shaded performance of these are on a terrible day like today. It's getting late in the afternoon. The sun is low in the sky behind even a few trees. So anyway, this is a very bad case scenario. We're going to be testing it again. We've got a little more sun and earlier in the day. But just for your point of reference, we've got the Anchor Solix C1000 plugged into these 4 solar panels. And I don't know if you can see, it's kind of a bad reflection, but 26 watts is coming in right now. We're finally getting a little bit of sun, but it's still got a lot of high clouds shrouding it. As we can see here, we're pulling in 191 watts, 192, so pretty good. Let's try some shading and just see what happens with partial shading. So 195, I'm gonna block this top right corner here. So that took us down to 125, 136. So pretty substantial. Let's, I'm gonna block the whole half of this panel. 118. Now let's do the full, or at least a good chunk of it. Shaded. 112. So I think the shading pretty much nixes this these two panels here on the end, and then because these are series and then paralleled with the other two, I think that's how we're getting a little extra performance. Let's just try shading the other ones quick. So similar results, 111. Still coming in even with this one shaded. Okay, welcome to the shortest day of the year. As you can see here, it is December 21st, and that's winter solstice here for us. We've got the 4 Calpha 100 watt rigid solar panels there. It is a partly cloudy day. The sun has not risen yet. So even though it's almost 8:30 in the morning, currently only pulling in about 6 watts from these panels. They are nice and cold. I don't know if you can see, but the ground is a little frosty at the moment. Solar panels have a little bit of frost on them. So nice and cool here this morning. We are going to see on a day like today, so absolute worst case scenario for solar panels is they get covered by snow, right? And you get 0 input, or it's a crazy overcast or stormy day and 0 input. So that's absolutely the worst kind of thing. Today I think it's going to be a great, not 0% production kind of day, but it is the shortest day of the year, so we're going to have the least amount of sunshine time-wise, and then we're going to have some passing clouds, maybe some breaks in the clouds here and there as well. But this should give us a good idea of what some solar panels like these can produce during less than ideal situations like today. We've got plenty of room here in the battery. We're at 15% state of charge. So that's what we're starting this test out on. We're going to let it run all day until the sun has set, and we're only pulling in 3 or 6 watts or whatever in the evening. And we'll see how much power we've dumped into this power station over the course of that time. These are facing south. Now the sun it's really low in the horizon these days, so it's going to come up over the house right there and actually come past that big tree. We'll actually get a few little points of shade from that tree on the panels, even this far away, just because of how low the sun is. And it's going to travel when it's right in between that big tree and that tree. That's going to be our ideal little window of time, because then it's going to go behind those trees and eventually behind my neighbor's house, and we'll get a bunch of shade on the panels again. But again, this is a great opportunity. Again, less than ideal conditions, but better than 100% covered by snow. Let's just see what our results end up being. Alrighty everyone, I think I'm going to call this good on the test. The sun has officially gone behind my neighbor's house there. And so if we take a look at the Anchor Solix C1000, we're only getting 6 watts of input at this time. You can see here we're at 4:19. So yeah, the sun goes down pretty early, especially on the shortest day of the year here. All things considered though, take a look at this. 90% state of charge, so we went from 15% to 90%. So even with it being the shortest day of the year, with some clouds and less than ideal conditions, we still dumped in about 75% into this battery. And this battery here holds about 1 kilowatt hour worth of power. That should hopefully give you an idea of what to expect from these panels. And the good news is I did one of the worst tests today, so just about any other time should give you better results. I'm going to leave a link down in the description to these panels from Calpha. I've been really impressed with them. I think you will too. The price is right, the quality is there, the shipping is awesome, warranty is great. My experience with talking with their support and what have you has been fantastic as well. Be sure and check them out. Don't forget to give me the thumbs up down below, and subscribe for more videos coming up. We've got a lot more fun things coming up here, so you won't want to miss those. We'll catch you next time.